What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Hopefully y'all are enjoying this weapon week of god rolls for you guys. Finishing up right here with the imperative scout rifle in our kinetic slot, which is a reamped undying weapon with that high impact frame, so it shoots real slow, does a lot of damage. So we have this thing built out really well for the PvE realm, pretty solid for PvP as well. As for its origin trait, like I've said on our other undying weapons, Nano-Munitions, very good for PvP as well as PvE. Being near allies slowly builds up a partial emergency ammo refill for the next time this weapon runs out of ammo. Emergency ammo amount increases with the time spent near those allies, so it's basically like a little overflow mechanism that you get when you run out of ammo. Very good, like I said, for both PvP as well as PvE. Now, with this being a high impact frame, has a little bit slower reload speed, so I personally went with reload as my masterwork, but I would also give the option of stability. In this sense, it does have a little bit bigger bounce because of that slow fire rate, high impact. In our barrel, got that small bar, which will also be in our PvP side of things, giving us range and stability. Feels the best without just absolutely tanking our handling or something like that with our other perks, plus the ones that give us a little bit extra stability only really jack it up to 37 instead of 34, so not really worth it in my opinion. Once again, we come to the jack of all trades in tactical mag. This weapon has multiple tactical improvements, which is stability, reload, and magazine size. Got the other two options of appended as well as extended mag, which do give a little bit more in the magazine, but extended absolutely tanks your reload speed, as well as appended gives you a little less in that stability as well as reload. On to the third column, which I'm giving this a good ranking in a second here. We got three different perks in the third column. First off, we got triple tap landing precision hits, returns 1 to the magazine, so very good with the damage output of this weapon, especially when we pair it with either of our perks really in the fourth column that I'm gonna go with, but definitely in kinetic tremors the most. Next off, we have a staple in our two perks here with either subsistence. We get a partial reload of the magazine from reserves with an increased amount of ammo on those defeats, so allows us to shoot this thing pretty infinitely as long as we are getting those defeats on those enemies. Last but certainly not least, another staple is demo final blows grant us that improved grenade energy, as well as when we throw our grenade we can reload this, so works well for a damage rotation if you want, or getting those defeats you can really just throw out grenades. One of the best ways to add damage to the DPS side of things, or add clear with something like chaining of the scorch ignitions on weapons, or I should say on your grenades, but definitely in my opinion would overall go with triple tap. Like I said, we got two really good perks in this column, with a third one that you could throw on with Demolitionist specifically, but I would definitely go with triple tap, especially when you're pairing it with kinetic tremors here, or explosive payload, which I'll cover in a second. Sustained kinetic damage to a target emits a shockwave that damages nearby target. This perk activates more quickly, so this got a little buff this season with being able to activate more quickly, so this thing slaps some of those yellow bar, orange bar enemies that you can do a lot of damage to, especially when you have triple tap on. You can just continuously shoot because you're getting that nice reload as well because you're hitting those precisions. Kind of in the same realm, we got explosive payload, very good with giving that extra damage as well as gives us a little extra reload, but that detonation we get impact as well as explosion damage, so very good with something like triple tap, so we can just continuously shoot and do some DPS. Last but certainly not least, like I said, pairs really well with that demo perk is Adrenaline Junkie, so this weapon gains damage and handling from final blows with grenades or this weapon, so when we have the combo of getting our grenade back because of demo, throwing it to reload this weapon, get some defeats, gives us that bonus damage as well. We have Adrenaline Junkie demo, definitely a match made in heaven, but for the PvE realm, for me personally, I think this thing thing absolutely slaps. Would give it a 4.8 out of 5 for the PvE realm, which is definitely up there in my opinion in that S tier. Next off, for the PvP side of thing, also a very good weapon in my opinion. Have it built out for range and stability, having 84 in range with 37 in stability. Why I went with that masterwork in stability for this high impact frame. Now in our first column, like I said, for PvE, we have a small board which gives us that increase to range and stability, allowing us to feel very crispy inside a crucible at that nice longer distance. Next off, we have accurized rounds, which again gives us that 84 in range because it gives us a nice juice to our range stat with plus 10. In the third column, I got two different options in my personal opinion. With first off, keep away, we get that increase to reload, range, and target acquisition while you are in no close proximity to those enemy targets. So very good with chilling in like a rift with a warlock, whether that be healing or empowering, but definitely plays very well with like scout rifles as well as pulse rifles. My next option is no distractions. Aiming this weapon for a short time grants reduced flinch, which definitely feels very good, especially on a weapon like this that is a heavy impact, so it does bounce a lot, especially when you're getting shot at. Finally, as for the fourth column, two different ones for this as well, option wise, with explosive payload being first, just a very good option for PvP, PvE, with that extra little bit of damage that it gets with hitting on the target as well as that explosive damage. The other option, which is a very good PvP perk, is opening shot. Greatly improved accuracy and range on the opening shot of an attack. So it works very good with no distractions as well, because you can sit there with that increase in like unflinching, if you will, and then pair it with opening shot, which gives you accuracy and range. So very good for the PvP realm, giving it a 4.1 out of 5. Has its place, like I said, in some of those longer maps, playing with a warlock in the back of the map, something like that, but definitely overall a very good weapon for both of those realms. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this week of weapons. Got a little bit of mix coming up with weapons as well as builds, so don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button down below, or that bell, so you don't miss out on any of that content. One-Eyed Jedi on all of my socials. Down in the description you can find all of that, as well as my Discord. So appreciate all you guys for that support. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.